Yeah, I have one doubt. Can I ask you?
Yeah, Radha, Radha Mangal, Radha Mangal, Radha Mangal. Who is that? Yeah? Who is having that song here? Hello. Actually, I am also clicking onto it. Yeah. Yeah, Naveen, please go ahead.
Sir, here the image which you showed us, right? So I feel like going with as an image, I got over the one outline like stress, emotional feelings, love, and family together. So this unwanted thing, what we want to get into your mind, so we need to block it ourselves. For that, we need our concentration mind has to be cool.
No, actually, the monster is not that. Okay, the monster is not that. Here, the monster is anything that reduces your productivity. For example, uh, yeah, one more minute time, then I will explain you. Whatever things, okay, uh, I will share with you one more picture. I think you may be able to understand it very well. Okay, you will be able to understand it very nicely. Now, see if we see this. Team, please mute your calls, team. See this particular one. Okay, it is Rima's wedding. Okay, it was the happiest day of her life. So she started making all the beautician came. So I will remove it. Very simple, isn't it? It was the happiest day of her life until she thought about her dad who committed suicide when she was 16 years old.
Sir, you can mute everyone, sir.
Yeah, Karishma, I don't want to mute. That is what I'm telling. Na. If I mute them, they're all psychologists. That means that they don't have control of themselves. When I remove them, they will understand. Na.
Okay, sir.
If I mute them, they will never realize their mistake. Once I start removing them, then they will understand. Okay, why I was actually removing is a kicking out. Why I have been kicked out of the meeting. When they think about that, at least some kind of realization will come. So actually, it is her wedding, but she is clinging on to what has happened on 16th year, isn't it? Now, that was Ishana, the monster in our mind. So we are all having a monster. And as somebody said very nicely, we have to live it. We have to live it. We have to live it. And we have to accept it. So acceptance and commitment therapy. Acceptance and commitment therapy. It is one of the behavior therapy, and it it gives a very beautiful ways, techniques to understand about ourselves and also to.
जी मेरा साड़ी खराब है लेकिन
तो हम क्या करें मलय? मैं आगे करके दे दूं?
Sorry, sir. Sir, I have sent one image, sir.
Yeah. Okay. So let us see. Let us go into acceptance and commitment therapy. So people feel when they are sad, empty, difficult, wonderful, boring, challenging. Sometimes they feel joyful. Sometimes they feel life is a struggle. Sometimes people feel life is satisfaction. All these aspects just it comes and goes in the life of people. And people come to counseling when they are having the first two, that is when they feel empty, when they feel difficult, when they have some struggle, when life is challenging, they come. Think about the last time you were hurt, overwhelmed, stressed out, and felt helpless. What kind of responses did you get from your own self? What kind of responses made you feel truly cared for, supportive, understood, and reassured? It is not from outside, within your own self. What is that? What kind of response you got? So this is what in Bible they say there are two things. One side is Satan and one side is God. The Satan will be telling that, see, your father committed suicide when you were 16 years old. He left you. People whomsoever you love, they will leave you. Now you are going to get married. And this person you are loving, he will also leave you. This is what maybe the Satan will be telling. And the God in opposite side, he will be telling you, no, it is not like that. It is not like that. So both the responses a human being will get. What is that I cling to? That makes the difference. So what is that? What are the, see, we are getting several feelings, several thoughts. What is that we validate? What is that we accept? What is that we can? See, even the law of attraction, it tells us a beautiful sentence. Whatever you care for, that will grow. Whatever you care for, that will grow. If you care low self-esteem, the low self-esteem will grow. If you care, if you start carrying the thought that I am worthless, then that will also grow. Whatever you care for it grows. So what is that we validate? What is the thought which we validate? What is the thought which we care for? What is the thought which we are clinging? So in acceptance and commitment therapy, the first aspect is we try to understand. We try to understand what is that the client is holding, which reduces the productivity. See, there are several things people may have, several thoughts. Some thoughts reduces the productivity. Some thoughts doesn't reduce the productivity. Suppose, for example, I will tell you a case study. Okay. So, a person who is in a very responsible position, a religious kid. I don't want to tell which religion. Even yesterday also we discussed about this. That person actually when a mother and girl, she was 17 years old. When they came telling that they are having problem in their life, he started helping, and meanwhile he told that actually that girl, the 17 years old girl, started liking for him. And that gentleman is a gentleman. I should not know. I do not know whether to use that phrase proper or not. Okay. That person is around 46, 47 years old. I should not judge also. He says that girl, 17 years old girl, started developing a love on me, and afterwards we were together for 3 years, and we did everything. Now the girl is loving someone else. There is a problem. She says, I will commit suicide. If she commits suicide, my reputation will go. So now he is not able to sleep. He is in anxiety. He is not able to do any work. He is completely out of control. Now, what is that he validates? What is that he cares? And what are his values? So problem comes when he is not caring for his values. He is a religious head. He has some values. That values he should care. So he doesn't care his values, but he started caring something else. So that will definitely put people in trouble. So when anybody is coming for counseling, what is the thought which they carry? What is the thought which they are not carrying? Which they are not giving a weight? That if we understand, then we will be able to proceed in the counseling to make them accept what is happening now, and also move away from what is that they are clinging. So what is that we validate? What is that we accept? Carry. This is what we have to understand from people. So mental health, the World Health Organization defines mental health like this: a state of well-being in which the individual realizes his or her own abilities, can cope with the normal stresses of life. Now, the simple aspect is, I told you about a case study. He is getting anxiety. That is required. Okay. But a normal stress of life, people are not able to handle. There comes the problem. For example, today someone came for a business coaching tool. So they are having a very big shop in which they sell the puja items. Nowadays, the business is not doing very good. So because of which he is having some financial loss also. Because every month he has to pay a heavy amount towards rent. And also he is having around 7 people working in the shop. If we give all the aspects and finally see, he says, sir, whatever I'm getting, it is not enough to run the family. So again and again, the debt is increasing. Now, if you look at this particular aspect, normal stress, this kind of stress everybody will have. Even everyone in this room, you will have some kind of financial trouble. Some kind of financial trouble we will have. Some kind of emotional disturbance, normal emotional disturbance we will have. The normal disturbance, the normal stress, if we are not able to handle, then that creates problem. Then that creates problem, and because they are not able to accept and proceed. So acceptance and commitment therapy, it is to create acceptance of what can be accepted. Acceptance of acceptable things. When we don't accept what can be accepted, then there is a problem. There are certain things you have to accept it. When I don't accept it, I get problem. So what are the normal things which we have to accept it, which is a part and parcel of our life? Which is part and parcel of our life. What are the things?
Hey, plate తెచ్చుకోమన్నప్పుడు plate తెచ్చుకో వెళ్ళి.
Simplicity.
Okay, then
Being truthful.
Yeah.
Misunderstandings.
Can you people just put it in the chat box? Put it in the chat box. Now, what are the things which is very normal, but which we have to accept? Which we have to accept. So there are certain kind of these things which can be normal, stress of life. When it happens, what we try to do is we try to do this. This is called experiential avoidance. Experiential avoidance means we try to avoid, we try to go away, and we try to push it, or we try to run away. For example, there was one guy who got several loans from credit card company. When they send the credit card bill, now he will not open. He will not open. Just because he is not opening the credit card bill, do you think the credit card bill will reduce?
No.
It will not reduce. This is what called experiential avoidance. I avoid something, thinking that when I avoid, the problem will reduce. So many of the aspects, many of the life aspects, we avoid, thinking that if I avoid today, the problem will get settled. When I avoid, things will become automatically normal. But it doesn't. Suppose, for example, if you are having blood pressure, just by avoiding thinking that I have BP, whether it will cure your BP? No. The moment you know that you are there is a problem, a problematic thinking, a problematic aspect, just by avoiding it, whether the problem will go off? No. For example, a psychologist, a third year student, she messaged me around 11 o'clock. Sir, I am in love with a boy. Now he is not talking with me, and he is shouting at me, and he has blocked me in Instagram. Okay. Now without him I cannot live. Then I asked her, okay, what kind of relationship with you, which you have with him, whether it is physical or emotional? She said, sir, actually I have a physical as well as emotional relationship, both. Then I asked her, okay, that means do you have sexual contact with him? She said, yes, third year, psychology student. She said, yes. Then I asked her, how many times? She said, 3 times. I asked her, okay, from when he started shouting or he started blocking and all? She told, actually the problem started after the 1 month before. Okay, the problem started. After the problem started, whether you had any physical contact with him? Yes. May I know the reason? If I don't heed to his request, he will stop talking with me. Because he will stop talking with me, because he may block me, I started accepting his requirements. So even now, so that means even now, suppose if he says, come, we will go somewhere, then I will talk with you. That means you will go. Yes, I will go, because I need him. I need him, I want. So here, what is that she is avoiding? She is avoiding something. What is that she is avoiding? She doesn't want to accept something. What is that she doesn't want to accept?
The reality that he doesn't love him.
The reality that this guy is not good. The reality that this guy wants to enjoy me, that's all. He doesn't have any pure love towards me. This person is using me. She doesn't want to accept this. The more she is doing this experiential avoidance, she will be getting problem only. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes or no? Suppose your financial aspects, okay, your financial aspect. She has to pay 60,000 by 20th. She has to pay 60,000 to credit card. She is not having money. It is already 5th over, 6th, 7th, 8th it is coming. But she avoids thinking about credit card. She avoids thinking about credit card. She avoids thinking about that particular card or about. She specifically avoids it. This is called experiential avoidance. Because she avoids it, whether 20th will not come. 20th will definitely will come. Because she avoids whether the credit card people will not come and shout. Definitely they will shout. So in counseling, the simple aspect is we have to understand from the client what is that they are trying to avoid. Experiential avoidance, we have to understand. We have to find out. Make them accept the reality. How that we can make them realize this. This is this is how we can do it, through acceptance and commitment therapy. So, can anybody read this? Can anybody read this? Tim, can anybody read this? Yeah, please raise your hand. I will. Yeah, Karishma, I make you co-host. Because sometimes even I don't have. Yeah. Yes, please go ahead. Karishma, I made you co-host.
What is this ACT? ACT is a behavioral therapy approach that uses acceptance and mindfulness process and commitments and behavior change process to produce greater psychological flexibility, facilitate in engagement in value congruent behaviors. ACT facilitates the change in the individual's relationship to their internal experiences, therefore thoughts, sensations, rather than experience itself.
So, ACT is a behavioral therapy. So, behavioral therapy basically uses acceptance and mindfulness process and commitment. These three aspects for a behavior change process. Through ACT, we will be increasing the psychological flexibility in the individual. What is psychological flexibility? That we will see. By increasing the psychological flexibility, we can create the value congruent behavior. Now, what is this value congruent behavior? The religious head is having a value, isn't it? That I should treat women with respect. I should not play with their emotions, and I should not try to use them for my physical needs. Value. That is a value, but what he does actually, exactly opposite. This is called incongruence. This is called incongruence. Incongruence means you have a value, but you act opposite to it. Suppose you have a value that as a psychologist, this is what your role. You have some value. And if you act exactly opposite to that, that is what called incongruence. Acceptance and commitment therapy, it tries to bring the psychological flexibility by understanding the experiential avoidance and by bringing the values and the congruence. What are your values, whether there is congruence to the surface level, so that you can commit to your values. You can commit to your values. When you commit to your values, you will not have any problem in life. You will be able to handle it appropriately. So these all are the people who are responsible for this behavior therapy and all. Okay. What is psychological flexibility? Yeah. Karishma, please go ahead.
Yes, sir. Psychological flexibility is the ability to stay in contact with the present moment, regardless of unpleasant thoughts, feelings, and bodily sensations as consciousness, human without needless defense, while choosing one's behaviors based on the situation and personal values.
Psychological flexibility is the ability to stay in contact with the present time. So what the when the credit card bill comes, I'm opening the audio. Okay. When the credit card bill comes, what is that girl should do? What is the woman should do?
Must
Should
go through it.
fact and
But
she should prepare how
Open it and see it and understand what is the current liability and accept that, okay, I have this 60,000 payment to be made by 20th. Accept it. The value is I am a honest person and I have to repay the amount. Accept it and trying to find ways for it. A girl is coming and she looks very beautiful. What the religious person should do? Psychological flexibility. Psychological flexibility is come to the present. See your value and don't give way to your temptation. Because this psychological flexibility is not there, we are having Nityananda in India. Nityananda in India, we have because of this problem only. Because he is not able to understand the present. What is the present circumstances? What are my values? And whether I am in touch with them. So the psychological flexibility we try to bring in the client through various techniques. So acceptance and commitment therapy has many techniques. Yeah, please read it, Karishma.
Yes, sir. Psychological.
Yeah, that
Sir,
you have read it. It is not.
it is not state of happiness or ease, but an ability to flexibly navigate through changing demands of life. Also, when difficult thoughts and feelings arise.
So psychological flexibility is not the always happy. It is accepting that a life will have happiness and also unhappiness, which I have to face it. Which I will have to face it. The psychologically flexibility we have to bring into the client. How to bring that? The first aspect is experiential avoidance. We have to look at the client. The second one, congruence and incongruence as far as the values are concerned. That we have to understand. The third one is whether the client is having psychological flexibility. That we have to understand. The fourth important concept is, the fourth important one in acceptance and commitment therapy is so this is what struggle switch, and we have to drop the role. Okay. psychological flexibility. So the psychological flexibility we will try to bring through self as context. How many of you know what is the meaning for this self as context? There are two aspects. One is self as context. The another one is self as content. If you do not know, please put a D in the chat box. Don't look at it at Google. Okay. If you do not know, just put self as context, whether you know it or not. Because I should not tell something which already you know, na? Okay. Now, this is one of the very beautiful concepts. Okay. There are two things. One is a self as content. The another one is self as context. One is self as context. The another one is self as content. When people are in self as context, the problem will increase. The problem will reduce. When they are in, when they see themselves as self as content, then what happens? Yeah, can anybody read what is self as content?
Sir, I can read it, sir.
Yeah, please go ahead. Please go ahead.
Self as context and self as context are two different ways of viewing oneself and are the part of the contextual behavior science CBS. Self as content are also known as a
Conceptualize the self.
conceptualize self, and this is how the person thinks about the relates to themselves. It's made up the evaluation and description a person develops about themselves over their life. Example of self as a content include I am a professional or I am a brother. Self
Or
as
I am a psychologist. Okay.
I am a psychologist.
I am a psychologist. I am the head of the family.
Oh,
I am this. I am that.
yeah.
Okay. Every aspect I am seeing only through me.
Okay.
Okay, that is self as content. Self as context is not only I have the ability to see the things from my own eyes, I will also be able to see the things as an observer also. As an observer. Suppose Shivakumar calls himself psychologist. Whether I will become psychologist?
No, sir.
My client should call me a psychologist.
That's right.
My client should tell that you are a good psychologist, Shivakumar. That is how there are many people with the certificates.
That
There are
depends
many
on the
people with
knowledge.
certificates. Yeah, there are many people with certificates. But some people, one person asked me a day before yesterday, sir, if I now I have completed MSc counseling, sir. Sir, can I practice CBT? Now, in my mind, I thought, who has given you the certificate? Now, first we have to kick him. What is the use of completing a MSc counseling? Yeah? MSc counseling, when you do, you can practice anything. You can practice CBT, you can practice REBT. Sir, no, sir. Actually, people tell that I need certificate. Certification, no certification is required. All certification, it is only for skill development. Now I am telling you acceptance and commitment. It is skill development. That's all. So, one is self as content and a self as context. When people are not, when you make the people as self as context, that is, they are able to see themselves as an observer. There is great psychological flexibility. This is one technique to create a psychological flexibility. Suppose, for example, the religious head, he has did like that. Why? Because he was completely moving as a self as content. Say, I am this. I want to enjoy my life. And nobody knows it. Let me use that. Self as content. Self as a context, he has never seen. As an observer, he is in a society, how people will view me when they know that I am doing like this, that he didn't see. Only the moment when she told that I will commit suicide, he started thinking. He started thinking only when she told I will commit suicide, self as context. He came to the mindfulness, the present, only when she started telling that. Before that itself, if he is in self as context, he would have not touched her. Now that he has touched her, now we have to create more this self as context. So the first thing, if you are there, what is it you will tell? Self as context. Suppose that religious head. Okay. Now if he is doing counseling with you, if you are using acceptance and commitment therapy. Okay. So the first aspect is experiential avoidance. So what is that he is avoiding? What is that he was avoiding in the past? Yes. What is that he was avoiding? Yes, Steve, please open the mic. You can open the mic. What is that he was avoiding?
Consequences of his actions.
One is consequence of his actions. Very nice, Guruji. Then
He is avoiding that he is doing something wrong.
yes, I am doing something against my values.
He was not mindful.
He was not mindful, and he was avoiding. The thought was not that my reputation will go. He was avoiding that if I am caught, I will be arrested by the police. Isn't it? All these things actually he was avoiding.
Limited self-belief also, sir.
Yes, yes, limited self-belief. So now all these things comes into the awareness. Why? Because the girl says, I will commit suicide. Now we will ask him to think self as context. As an observer, see yourself. Okay. And bring his values and congruence. Now your values are incongruence. At least from today, your values, you should make it congruence. Number one. Number two, what is that you will tell him? Because now that the girl is going to get married, now he is in severe anxiety. He wants to come out. So what is that? What is that we can ask? Yeah, Sneha, please open your mic and ask. Yeah, please open your mic and ask. The mic is open. So when she asks, I will answer the question. I know what is the question she is going to ask. Okay. So one of the aspects is we have to bring that self as context. As an observer, you should start seeing himself. And what is the one thing you will tell him at that point of time? Suppose if you are there, self as context, observer. As an observer, you see, and you have to do all these aspects. Sneha, see, this is a actual aspect, Sneha. Now, the answer is available in your own question. I am more comfortable like this. Your answer for your question is available in your own question. I am comfortable like this. Sneha Gupta, we should not see everything from bringing to authorities. Suppose if he is brought to the authorities, what will happen to the girl? Whether you will help her, whether you will give her 3 times meals. Whether you will take her to your house and you will take care of her. We don't think, see, that is not in your awareness, Gupta. You are also avoiding something. Somebody has committed mistake, I will put him in box. Okay, you put him in box. What will happen to that girl? She is going to get married. So her marriage will get stopped. 100% it will get stopped or not. As a counselor, when somebody tells you, you have to think from 360-degree. I can call and I can break the confidentiality and I can hand over him to the police. I can do that. Then what will happen? The next thing, what will happen? Tim, can anybody tell what will happen?
He will lose trust on psychology, or he will lose trust on people. He will never trust anybody.
Then
he will go into depression.
Even
Thank you, sir.
As far as he is concerned, he will do all these things. Let him go. Let him go because
the
he has
girl-
committed a mistake. Let him go. What about the girl? I'm telling. What will happen to the girl?
So it
Girls
would be difficult to get her married, sir.
So the girl will definitely commit suicide if everything stops.
Social boycott, future at stake. So we cannot take any decision just by seeing things. You have to see so many aspects. And one of the aspects is, it is more than 3 years he is telling, more than 3 years. It is a consensual sex. It is consensual. Now the thing is, we have to see from the viewpoint of the girl's safety. Now she is going to get married. So for a therapist also, you should be contact with the present. You should have your own values. Your value is not only making him punished for his behavior. Okay, I will ask you one more question. Okay, below 18 years, if somebody is employing someone, is it crime or not? Is it crime or
It is
not?
crime, sir. It is
Yes.
crime, sir.
Exactly.
As per
No,
Labor
it's
Act, it is not acceptable.
As per Labor Act. But
Yes, sir.
I was appointed when I was 16 years old in government. I was a messenger boy. I got my appointment order when I was 16 years old. When I completed my 8th standard. When I was doing my 9th standard, I joined in government job, central government job. Only after my appointment, okay, I was the last person to be appointed. I was the last person to be appointed. I was the last person to be appointed as a messenger boy before 18 years. After my appointment, only the law came. Okay. Now, can I held a central government responsible for my present status? Because you have appointed me as a messenger boy when I was 16 years old, I was not able to study 10th standard regularly. I was not able to study 11th standard, 12th standard regularly. And I was not able to go to college and enjoy like others. People here in college, you people are enjoying in the college, which I was not able to enjoy. Who is responsible? Central government is responsible. Can I put a case against them? No, nah. Then the government will ask, okay, 3 times you ate. How that you ate? They will ask, nah. 3 times the family ate only because from that money only, nah? Because nobody else was there to support us. So the aspect which we are discussing, it is equally applicable for the therapist. Equally applicable for therapist. That is the experiential avoidance, self as context, and psychological flexibility. So acceptance and commitment therapy, it helps. It tries to create the psychological flexibility through various techniques. So all these things are beyond the scope of this training. Here, just our purpose is to tell you people what is acceptance and commitment therapy. So only these aspects you have to keep it in mind as far as acceptance and commitment therapy is concerned. Very simply, if I have to put it, okay. So we will create awareness, present moment awareness through psychological flexibility by creating self as context. So as an observer, you should start seeing his what is that he is doing, and what is the consequence of his behavior. We have to bring him to the here and now. Okay. So this is what we have to do. The simple aspect is, so this is a very important aspect. Even the case which I have told, na, which is the right view of the house? Which one is the right view of the house?
So according to Google Map, the first one.
Which is the right view of the house? Whether the first one or the second one?
First one, the entrance.
The first one is that is close, written here close, or the living, garage, kitchen, dining, family. This one is the right view or the close. The Google map is there and also the photo is there. This one is the right view.
No, the plan is the right view, sir.
Okay, the plan is the right. Now, as far as the religious aid is concerned, okay, if I see only the plan, that is, if I see only him, then what I have to do is I have to hand over him in the authorities. But when I see here, what and all connected with it, who and all connected with it, then the entire thing changes. Na? We are all social animals. So we are all interdependent. So the right view is this. So when we want to take the view of the client, we have to take the view like this. That is an observer. As an observer, see it. This is what seeing as an observer. As an observer, when you see how many houses are there, where it is there, every aspect will come. Then you can go into that. Okay. So one of the simple aspect with this, I will finish it. Okay. This particular presentation already see. What is acceptance and commitment therapy? With this image will clearly explain you. This is the actual needle. Okay. This is a imagined needle. Actual needle, when it is given, you are getting a fear response. You are imagining a needle, no fear response. This is normal. This is what normal. This is abnormal. Actual need also I am getting fear. Imaging needle also I am getting fear. That is abnormal. What you call that is abnormal. If at all I want to bring him to here, something is avoiding. What is that he is avoiding? That I have to see it. I have to see it as an observer, self as context, and values and congruence. I have to bring us to his knowledge. So only one aspect with this, I will finish it. There are many aspects in this. Diffusion techniques and all, a very great aspect. So, okay, yeah. So, psychological flexibility we will try to bring to the client by creating acceptance of what is happening now, a present moment awareness, clarity and connection to values. Okay, as far as the religious ed is concerned, present moment awareness. This is what I asked. The present moment awareness, what is that we have to bring to you? What is that we have to bring? Don't try to connect with the woman again, because already 3 years you have done it. Then your mind will start at some time tell you have handled so far, man. One more time. Present moment awareness, you will be behind the bars. Anything can go wrong at any point of time, so be careful. So that is what we have to bring him to his awareness. First one. The second awareness what we have to bring in, your values are you have to help everyone. You are a religious here. See that the girl is settled very nicely in her life, and see that you are helping for it. All your actions should be to help the girl to have a successful married life. For that, what is that you have to do? That you do it. That is what your value. Na? Come in contact with your values. Then clarity and connection to values. Committed action. What is that action you have to take now? That we will tell him. Self as context. See it as an observer. Cognitive diffusion. That is a very big technique that I cannot discuss now. Okay. So this is what you call the acceptance and commitment therapy. Brief eclectic therapy is very simple. Brief eclectic therapy is using all the therapeutical medium in a single counseling. For example, in this particular case, I can use CBT. I can use CBT and tell him, see, your thought is responsible for your reactions. So you have to change your thought. I can use CBT. I can use a Gestalt. So Gestalt is unfinished business. You are having some unfinished business so that you want to have a connect with them. So how that legally you can create a connect with the woman? Marriage. So unfinished business, which you are not able to do because of few aspects. Now, what is your unfinished business that we have to understand and we have to settle? Then only you will be able to come out. Then the structural family therapy. Structural family therapy, now I have to give counseling to the girl. We have to bring into the awareness of the girl that this guy is not a good guy. Don't get cheated from him. Don't have any physical connect with him. Even though he is a religious head, don't do whatever he says. So we have to psycho-educate the woman, the girl. So structural family therapy can be used. So brief eclectic psychotherapy is using all the therapeutical medium into a counseling. There are 3 types of eclectic counseling. There are 3 types. Just 1 second, I will show you. Just 5 more minutes I will take. Actually, this training program, it is for the people who have joined in 150 techniques, paid training. But we thought, okay, because we are going to end the 150 techniques training program, so we thought we will give it to everybody. So we gave to all. 1 second, brief eclectic therapy. So this particular program, it is for, we conducted this for 150 techniques from 50 therapies. So already we have completed many therapies. So Urvashi was a part of it. So we have seen CBT, art therapy, cinema therapy, hypnotherapy. We have seen many therapies. So we are going to end the program. We are in the last leg of the program. So we thought we will have everybody for this program. So Urvashi, can you just open your mic?
Yes, sir.
So how was this? Already today is the 55th day. 55th day in this 150 techniques. Okay. So how was the learning, Urvashi? The 150 techniques. We have learned so many techniques, and 50 therapies. We are going to end it.
It was very insightful with lots of knowledge, even recording also. If we have any query, you guys even helpful also fully. Even we can ask anytime. That is the thing is the most important, like the constant or instant response. This is the main thing. Very informative.
Thank you very much, Urvashi. And this is what brief eclectic therapy. In brief eclectic therapy, only one thing I will share from beginning. So, eclectic therapy. Team, this PowerPoint presentation already I have shared in the group. Okay, 150 techniques already I have shared. Okay. So, what is eclecticism? Eclecticism is a conceptual approach that doesn't hold rigidly to a single paradigm or set of assumptions, but instead it draws upon multiple theories, styles, or ideas to gain complementary insights into a subject, or applies a different theories in a particular cases. So in one therapy, we can apply many therapy styles or techniques or interventions, etc. So there are three types. Okay, there are three types of eclectic approach. One is simultaneous use of the therapies at the same time. CBT, REBT, Gestalt therapy, transactional analysis, REBT, ACT, DBT, all these technique simultaneously using. Okay, at the same time. That is simultaneous use. The another one is sequential use. Either therapy is used at one time. So if it is a 40-minute session, first 30 minutes I use CBT, the rest of the 30 minutes I use a Gestalt therapy. That is sequential use. Stage-oriented use. One therapy is used during a critical stage. The other therapies are used at the maintenance stage. For example, what I used to do is, during the initial period, I used to go with the CBT or EBT, that is simultaneous use. Simultaneously, I will be using CBT, REBT, Gestalt therapy, ACT, DBT, CPT, all these aspects I will be using. During the middle stage and end stage, I will be using hypnotherapy. So hypnotherapy, I will be bringing in the last, because first the brain, we have to tell to the brain what is to be done. Then we have to bring it to the mind. So in the last leg, I used to do hypnotherapy. So that is stage-oriented use. So in the PowerPoint presentations which I have shared to you people, okay. So there are advantage, disadvantage, all these things you can just use it. For example, in bipolar disorder, suppose if somebody is having a bipolar disorder, we can use these all are the therapies. That is a cognitive therapy, talk therapy, family focus therapy, cognitive behavior therapy, interpersonal therapy, social rhythm therapy. The social rhythm therapy we will be seeing today in 9 o'clock. It is one of the best therapy I am telling you for bipolar. Interpersonal therapy, that is social rhythm therapy. Of course, that is only for paid members. Okay, the link is shared only for the paid members. Kindly join. Social rhythm therapy is one of the best therapy for bipolar. And the other therapies also can be joined. So how to join all these therapies, it is given. And substance abuse. Suppose in substance abuse, we can use mindfulness, cognitive behavior therapy, detoxification, motivational enhancement therapy, family behavior therapy, and 12-step facilitation therapy. These all are the things can be used in substance abuse, and detailed aspects about this is given here. Okay, so all these aspects already I've shared it in the group. The PowerPoint presentation already I've shared in the paid group. So please go through it. 150 techniques, people. So thank you very much, team. This we change it as a side talk also. Coming first, we are going to start the program on the intensive training, 8 months training on counseling, psychotherapy, and a life coach. This is going to be started on 1st January. We have made so many changes into the existing one. The one change what we are going to bring is all the important concepts. Actually, the training program will be in English. But I will be giving the 3 minutes to 5 minutes capsules of a video recording in Hindi and Tamil. So the training program will not be in Tamil. The training will be in English only. After that, I will be sharing in the group the important concept in Hindi. मेरा हिंदी कुछ ना कुछ तो मैं बोल देता हूँ. तो मैं अभी रिकॉर्ड करके देखा हूँ. मैं एक दो वीडियो में आप लोग को फॉरवर्ड करता हूँ. तो फिर आप लोग बोलिए कि मैं उसको जारी रखो और साथ देगी. हिंदी को मत मारना, हिंदी को किल मत करना. अगर ऐसे बोला तो मैं छोड़ देता हूँ, नहीं तो अगर मैं कोई भी अगर गलती करता है ना रिकॉर्डिंग वीडियो में, अगर कुछ गलती है तो मुझे पॉइंट आउट कर लीजिए, तो मैं उसको सुधार लूंगा. आजकल बहुत हिंदी फिल्म देखने शुरू कर दिया हूँ, क्योंकि हिंदी तो मैं अभी हिंदी तो मैं बात कर सकता हूँ, लेकिन टच नहीं है ना. जैसे आप लोग के पास बात करता हूँ तो हिंदी में बात करता हूँ, जैसे उर्वशी से बात करता हूँ तो हिंदी में बात करता हूँ, लेकिन अगर पूनम से बात करता हूँ तो हिंदी में. ठीक है,
ठीक है सर, अच्छा है, अच्छा
लेकिन
है आप बात कर रहे
इम्प्रूव्ड अ लॉट सर.
सर बहुत अच्छे लग रहे हैं आप हिंदी बोलते हुए.
हिंदी गाना तो मैं बहुत बढ़िया गा लेता हूँ. हिंदी गाना तो मैं बहुत बढ़िया गा लेता हूँ.
सर.
लेकिन
कंबाइन बोथ सर, कंबाइन बोथ हिंदी और इंग्लिश, कंबाइन बोथ.
दोनों तो मिलना चाहिए, क्योंकि वो टेक्निकल वर्ड्स है. टेक्निकल वर्ड्स तो हम जो है हिंदी में बोल नहीं सकते हैं. तो मैं भी जो है हिंदी में जो है अगला स्टेप अभी जो मैं बोल देता हूँ, एक प्रोफेशनल वीडियो बनाना है, तो हिंदी जो है और अच्छा होना चाहिए. तो उसके लिए अभी और एक बार मैं पढ़ना शुरू कर दिया हूँ, तो मैं डालता हूँ. तो ये जो है 8 months प्रोग्राम में हम लोग जो है डाले हैं. तो whoever wants to join, अगर कोई भी ज्वाइन करना चाहते हैं तो अपना एमओ केयर लीडर से संपर्क करना. யாராச்சும் இந்த 8 months ப்ரோக்ராம்ல ஜாயின் பண்ணனும்னா உங்க எமோ கேர் லீடர் ஜாயின் பண்ணுங்க. Thank you very much. Bye bye. And yesterday meditation program, it was a very wonderful, very very successful. Yesterday we had 100 people in the meeting, and 275 people have watched in YouTube, and around 322 people have downloaded the certificate. The meditation certificate, 322 people have downloaded. The link is available in the group, Emocare group. You may be in some group. Kindly watch the recording. During the recording, the password of the quiz is given. Go and attend the quiz, and you will learn a lot of the things.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah, Seema.
Sir, I have not received the certificate, although I have appeared in the quiz
Meditation.
also.
Meditation.
Yes, sir.
मेडिटेशन वो डाउनलोड आ जाएगा, ऑटोमेटिकली डाउनलोड करके एक मैसेज आएगा, उसको आप क्लिक करना पड़ता है.
Sir, from where I will get it?
Urvashi, how many of you have downloaded the certificate? Please put it in the chat box. Please put yes. Please put yes if you have downloaded. Yes. So उसी में आएगा सीमा. Among how much mark you got, it's come na. Download certificate आएगा, जाके download कर.
Okay, sir, I'll try.
Yeah, if anyone has not taken so far, kindly take it. Okay. Thank you very much.